I'm doing a total makeover to a familiar old casting. Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to MapleLeaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:60 scale Matchbox Superfast Woosh-N-Push, which was produced from 1972 to 1976. Mine's from the earliest release, being yellow. It's old, it's banged up, the wheels have been chewed by the dog. It's been well loved and played with. I got this one in an eBay haul some time ago. I stashed it away with some other old Superfast castings that I'd been taking on one at a time. Now this one gets its turn on the bench. My first thought was to do a straight restoration on it, but I just don't like the way Matchbox did it. So an updated paint job and decal application are definitely in the mix, as well as some new wheels. I think it's going to be an improvement. Other than the obvious playwear, there are no big issues that are evident here. The one-piece plastic interior also includes the outside rear quarter panels. I think I'm missing some exhaust tips on this little rear-mounted engine. I'll have to address that. I like the suspension style on these old Superfast cars. It makes the wheels easy to pop out. Just have to lift up that retaining piece. These could be cleaned up and saved, if I were going for originality. But I'm going to file them away and give them an upgrade. I'll be sure to measure their size first. It's a nice metal base. Got some tarnish on it. That'll get some attention too. Overall, a straightforward project ahead of me. So many different types of castings come my way. I know that the Superfast series is not everybody's favorite, but I think that these somewhat undervalued cars need some attention too, and I just want to get them back into circulation. That's always a worthy cause. If you're just starting out in this hobby and you've got a couple of old Superfast cars like this in the shoebox under the bed, they'd be a good way to get started. And if anything goes wrong, it's just an old discarded 99-cent car. Much better than starting with a premium that actually has some value. It already looks better with the chip paint off and a little bit of bare metal detail. But as I apply the different grits of sandpaper, some casting lines are revealed, so out come my set of fine files for 3 minutes of attention and more sandpaper to take away any filing lines. A quick rub down gets rid of any debris or residue. Much better. I put it into the spray booth, and today's primer is a silver base coat. We're nicely into the month of March now, and that means it's finally time for my annual all-Porsche build-off. The theme is paying it forward and giving your creation away. There are 50 builders participating. I hope you're one of them. I'll be doing a Cheech and Chong type lowrider shortly after that, and the Four Horsemen theme for the month of March is St. Patrick's Day. I've chosen an Opal Diplomat to do up in all green. Thanks to all of you for your patronage to my channel. I hope you're enjoying this video and you'll give it a thumbs up. I've chosen some Createx Violet paint for the Woosh-N-Push, hoping to get a deep purple out of it. I've experimented with this bottle once or twice, and I don't know if I've ever carried it through to conclusion. I'm reminded again today it's much more pink. Not what I was going for in this makeover. So that gets rejected, and I go back to this favorite spray can of mine that's a metallic red. This is how you decant paint. It's a messy process, so I wear one glove, I hold a paper towel over a small plastic cup, and you just spray out what you need. It takes about 10 minutes for it to degas, and then I'll be able to put this right into my airbrush. In the meantime, I'll do a little hot soapy water treatment on the one-piece interior because that needs primer and some new paint as well. Here's a Matchbox fandom site pic of a fairly pristine engine, which confirms to me that my exhaust tips have been broken off. So I soaked it in brake fluid just for a short time, clipped off the little nubs that were remaining, a few swipes with a brass brush, sanded them down as flat as I could with a nail file. It's very soft plastic. This is a small bag of ferrules, they're called, from the electrical aisle at the hardware store. They're just right for 1:64 scale car exhaust, but mine are a little bit long. So I fit them on the end of a toothpick, one at a time, and using this very handy little tabletop disc sander, I file them down to the appropriate length. You've got to get yourself one of these. They look like this compared to the original now. And I've got myself an almost brand new engine. Spritz of chrome, and it is brand new. Pretty easy couple of steps. Now for the 50-year-old metal chassis. I start with this Scotch-Brite type abrasive wheel attachment just to get rid of the dust and tarnish on there. In and of itself, it does a pretty passable job. Still, I like to take the extra couple of moments and put some Flitz metal polish on there, and with a buffing wheel and a little bit of finesse, you can get a high impact result. An electric toothbrush takes away any extra residue. Now it looks as good as your grandma's silver tea service set. Today's community shoutout, which is a weekly feature, goes to the YouTube channel Nucollector, where you can watch an enthusiastic hobbyist collect treasure hunts and supers and have a great time doing it, so follow the link in the description. Remember that big old cartoonish number 2 on the back of the original Woosh-N-Push? Bye-bye. Part of the facelift plan is to replace it with my own Swiss-tuned logo on top of the fresh metallic red paint job. Then it just takes a moment to put some black wash on the vents on the front hood. Any excess gets wiped off with a clean Q-tip while it's still wet. Doesn't leave any mark behind. Brings out the detail. I'll do the same on these 2 gas caps on the back. As a rule, I bag and tag the wheels I'm not going to use. I've painted some Samad wheels in the same metallic red as the body. And I put some real rubber white tires on top of those, and this is going to give me a very striking look, as you'll be able to see for yourself in just a few moments. I'd like to recommend that you visit www.samadwheels.com to make a purchase for your next custom job. Now for the culmination of a week-long project. Here's the refurbished body in metallic red decanted from a spray can, now featuring my own Swiss-tuned logo. You can see I redid the interior in all white. The refurbished metal base now sports a nice set of customized Samad wheels with white tire treads. There's the new exhaust tips on the original chrome engine. Working upside down just for a moment or two, I put the interior in. It's just pressure mounted, but I check for a proper fit. I have to manage the metal base and the engine at the same time because the engine is rear mounted and just sort of clamps into place between the chassis and the interior. Everything is held together by a couple of screws. Always a satisfying final step. In this case, I've got a really nice fit and freedom of movement in the replacement wheels. Road test. It's great. Let's have a closer look. Immediately you can see that I went with a striking metallic red on white combo here. Between the interior and the tires, I think they stand out fantastically well. Simple clean logo on the back where there was a peeling and chipped decal before. Refurbished metallic base with my channel logo on it. New exhaust tips proudly extended out the back. Big changes. Mostly cosmetic, really, in color and the wheels. And a couple of small repairs were required to go from this to this. Now that's a facelift that I'm very proud of. It's still got the original stance, and all the components really just got rubbed down and tidied up. I'm most happy with the white on red combo that I got here. I invite you to leave your respectful comments below and tell me what you think of this Matchbox Superfast facelift, what you might have done with it. There's always room for a straight restoration, but customizing these little cars is the name of the game. Thanks so much for visiting my channel today. I hope you'll come back soon and often. It's coffee time.